My bonds have compelled me back to Markov Manor. Painfully, it's clear this land is not as I'd left it. Where is she whom I created, my guardian of order? Havison, my angel, what has befallen you?
Did you know? Dark Ascension was the first set to have a Pro Tour named after it. Previous tournaments were referred to by their location or date, but in 2012, all Pro Tours were adjusted to premiere 2 weeks after a set's release. This new schedule was put in place as a marketing strategy to help promote the latest set. The famous deck Aristocrats was primarily inspired from a card in Dark Ascension called Falconwrath Aristocrat. Designed by the legendary deck builder Sam Black, the deck later won Pro Tour Gatecrash. The deck became so popular that the name Aristocrats is carried on even when there are no more cards in the deck with the word Aristocrat in its name. It now refers to decks with intricate interactions, most often involving sacrificing creatures for value. Another sleeper card in Dark Ascension was Huntmaster of the Fells. The card was mostly ignored when first previewed, but it only took 2 weeks for Huntmaster of the Fells and its counterpart Ravager of the Fells to make a huge impact. At Pro Tour Dark Ascension, the double-faced card dominated the tournament with 8 copies in the finals. Huntmaster of the Fells is one of the most successful double-faced cards ever and still sees play in Modern as a staple 4-drop in Jund decks. Besides Garruk Relentless, all double-faced cards in the original Innistrad set were creatures that transformed into other creatures. For Dark Ascension, those restrictions were loosened. This introduced double-faced cards that were a different permanent type than just creature. There was the artifact Chalice of Life that transformed into Chalice of Death, the equipment Elbrus the Blinding Blade that transformed into the legendary demon Withengar Unbound, and Soul Caesar that transformed into Ghastly Haunting. Another theme for double-faced cards was shown with human creatures transforming into abominations, such as Scorned Villager, Loyal Cathar, and Chosen of Markov. This was said to be subtle, as it was showing the struggle humans were having in Innistrad. 2 cycles of allied colored pairs were partially incomplete due to the absence of green-white. The reason behind green-white's omission was the human tribe struggling in Innistrad. This theme was further implemented in the mechanic Fateful Hour, with cards such as Gather the Townsfolk, Thraben Doomsayer, and Faith's Shield. Another card that depicted the fall of humans was Mikaeus the Unhallowed. This mythic rare revealed the transformation of Mikaeus the Lunarch in Innistrad into the legendary zombie cleric. During Dark Ascension's preview period, it was predicted the card will become a major player in constructed formats, but it never met expectations. Gravecrawler was supposed to be an Innistrad, but got pushed back during the development phase due to an overabundance of zombie cards. Because of this, it was reintroduced in Dark Ascension and made the sub-theme of zombies returning from the graveyard even more so with the Undying mechanic. Undying was a direct copy of an older mechanic called Persist, except instead of a -1/-1 counter when entering the battlefield from the graveyard, it would get a +1/+1 counter. The majority of creatures with Undying were zombies, wolves, and spirits. The legacy deck archetype Death and Taxes has been around since before the release of Dark Ascension, but was never a powerhouse in the Eternal format. However, things quickly changed after the printing of Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. With this new legendary 2-drop, Death and Taxes finally won its first major event and has consistently been a formidable foe in a format mostly dominated by blue decks. When Sorin Lord of Innistrad was revealed, many members of the community associated Sorin's look to Simon Belmont, the main protagonist of the Castlevania series. While many thought Castlevania would have an influence on Dark Ascension, it never came to fruition. Mostly seen in limited and casual games, Evolving Wilds got its first reprint for Standard in Dark Ascension. Featuring new artwork for the set, Evolving Wilds has received over 15 reprints since its introduction in Rise of the Eldrazi. Shortly after Dark Ascension's release, a new Magic the Gathering comic book series was published by IDW. 4 issues were printed, each with an alternate art promo card. The second issue had the most sought of those produced, an alternate art Faithless Looting. The term looting originated with the card Merfolk Looter from Exodus. This card filtering effect, which lets you draw a card and then discard a card, was previously limited to blue. but in Dark Ascension, the card Faithless Looting showed a shift towards looting effects in red. Lingering Souls was an incredibly powerful flashback spell that ran rampant in Standard for months. Lingering Souls and Intangible Virtue were the only cards banned from Innistrad Block Constructed. A format discontinued in 2014, Block Constructed had not seen a banning since 2004 for Mirrored and Block Constructed. Don't forget to subscribe to Gathering Magic for more Did You Know videos. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like or leave a comment below. If you want to know more about Innistrad, click here to watch the Did You Know Innistrad video. Thanks for watching.